Scott Gillenwater, the chairman, is home he's doing Zoom, and he asked me to be pro tem chair tonight.
Good evening. I'm Catherine Price, Director of Nursing, and this is Heather Crouch. She's the Virtual Health Manager for East Tennessee Children's Hospital. We're excited to share some information regarding our telehealth clinics with you this evening. First, I'd like to share with some data from the school clinics as well as history on obtaining the telehealth units. Our goal in our school clinics is to help minimize missed instructional time by assessing students when they come to the clinic, determine what's going on, and get them back to class as soon as possible. We are fortunate to have a school nurse in every school building to help serve every student every day. Last year, our school nurses saw almost 46,000 clinic visits with an overall 94% return to class rate. Our nurses have seen already 26,000 clinic visits from August through December this year. With the way things are trending, we're definitely going to surpass last year's numbers. In the nursing department, we are constantly looking for opportunities to better serve our community. Last January, we met with East Tennessee Children's Hospital to discuss the opportunity to implement telehealth in our school clinics. In late spring, we were notified that we were selected to receive 2 telehealth units for our school system. In August, we began partnering with East Tennessee Children's Hospital to provide telehealth services at Claxton Elementary and at Lake City Elementary. Our telehealth program offers fast, convenient medical attention for non-emergencies so parents can stay at work and students can get back to class faster. I am pleased to share that our telehealth services will be growing this year and we'll be adding 4 additional telehealth units in late January. Heather is going to discuss some more detail about the equipment and also what services they can provide.
Hi, thank you guys for having us tonight. So I do have the PowerPoint up there. My name is Heather Crouch. I work at Children's Hospital and have been there for a little over 20 years, so been around a while, seen lots of things. And I'm very excited to be in the school telehealth world. We've seen so many great things happen for kids who may or may not have been able to have the resources that they got. So if we go to the next slide. So why school telehealth? Our big thing is we want to improve access to care for families in rural areas that may not have the resources you have in Knox County where your children is right there with you. We also want to help decrease the missed days that kids have from school as well as parents have from work. When kids are sick, you have to miss work just as much as they have to miss school too. And then the other thing is decrease preventable emergency room visits and hospitalizations. So if you can be seen at school, you may not have to go to the ER because nothing else is open to be available for you. So that's the big thing. We want you to have more resources. The things that we see with school telehealth, fever, sore throat, ear pain, pink eye, rash, cough, congestion, tooth pain. We've done lots of abscess teeth because it's really hard to get into dentist right now. So that goes on, gets the kids the treatment they need for that infection. Flu-like symptoms, skin infections, mild headaches, and nausea. The one thing I don't have on here that was really big at one of our schools recently was loss. So we had a 4th grade class that had several kids that had loss and they all got treated in one day. So we just had they lined them up in the nurse's office. So there's lots of things that we do. We also offer point of care testing, and so they can be tested for COVID, flu, and strep right here at school. It's really like you have a mini urgent care in your school nurse's office because it's the same equipment that they have at our urgent cares and our ER, and our primary care offices. Go to the next slide. And then so how does school telehealth work? So this is the little video that I had inserted. It's a little 90-second video. Should just be, because you click like the middle of the
That
screen.
little red arrow. That works.
No?
No?
And hit enter. Or the right arrow button, like you're doing change slides. No?
Shortcut.
Sorry.
You're good. Let's see here. Well, bear with us here. Here we go.
Let's get educated. Hi, my name is
Sorry.
Let's
Should.
let's get educated. Hi, my name is
Let's see here, slideshow. Let's see here, from current slide. Should be good. It's not liking this view.
No. For some reason, it's not like.
What about this down here? Is that too far in advance?
Well, it's gonna.
If it won't play, I can
Change.
send, Catherine has it, and she can send it out to you guys.
Gotcha.
It's
We can
just a
do it on
little-
the small one. I think they could see it with the small one. If
Okay.
you go back to where you were.
Let's
at.
do that. Okay.
This is our nurse practitioner that gives you an overview of what her life is like
Right
in the telehealth world.
there. There you go. Display it like that. and then
Let's
I'll
get
go back to the
educated.
slideshow.
Hi, my name is Myra, and I'm a nurse practitioner for school telehealth at East Tennessee Children's Hospital. Come with me for a day in my life. Telehealth visits allow parents to take care of their sick child without the stress of leaving work. Children can visit a school nurse to connect with the provider through use of virtual health tools. The virtual tools check a child's ears, throat, lungs, heart, and more to analyze the severity of sickness and provide any necessary medications. The program allows for evaluation of symptoms like fever, sore throat, pink eye, ear infection, cough and colds, allergies, and rashes. Testing is available for strep, flu, and COVID-19. Parents do not have to be present for the visit. We do encourage parents to join by phone or video to ask questions or confirm any details for quality purposes. This program is not intended to replace a child's primary care doctor, but serves as a support system when parents cannot miss work for a sick visit. While we see all patients regardless of coverage, TennCare and some private insurance companies will cover the virtual visits. You can view participating schools and sign up at etch.com/schooltelehealth. Thanks for watching.
So that's just a little clip of Mara showing you what her day is like and how the school telehealth kind of works. I don't remember my slides, so. So how is this a positive impact for Anderson County? You all had 374 students register for our program from Claxton and Lake City Elementary Schools. We went to back to school nights, we went to STEM nights and let the families and kids kind of play with the equipment, see the equipment. Myra is bilingual, so she has gone to several things that the county's had at Claxton. I don't know if Lake City also, I know Claxton, but that she's worked with them also and helped get some Hispanic families registered. From August to December of 2024, 41 students were seen at Lake City, so that's half the year. That's fantastic. From August to December for Claxton, that was 35 students that we saw. Of these kids that were seen, approximately 55% of the students went back to class the same day and did not have to miss any school. The amount of time they did leave was a 6-minute wait time for the visit and a 15-minute average for the visit. So less than 30 minutes probably, maybe a little bit more, they were gone from class, half of them. We also had, if you notice, Myra said we encourage families to join the visit if possible. 22 students did have family participation with the visit. So that means they could either join by a telephone call where they can just listen, or we can send them a text message and they can join just like you're on Zoom right now, they can join just like they would be on Zoom. So, or if it's something they're in the school for, they can be at the school as well. Other positive impacts we've seen. We've had some students with transportation barriers and we're able to have them seen and treated at the school instead of going to the hospital by EMS, because that's what the family told us was they would go to the ER that night by EMS if they needed to go. So we were able to help that. Again, Myra participated in an event with a Spanish-speaking family. They had been sick, had not been able to get anywhere to see anyone. She helped them register and saw them the next morning. And then this next one has not happened with you guys, but I think it's really cool, is we've had a couple of kids who really need to see, have an asthma action plan, so see a pulmonologist for their asthma and get it under control. Our pulmonology office has offered to also do school telehealth visits for kids who need them, who can't get to their office. So we're able to do that as well. And then this week, just this week, I learned the pharmacy at Children's can deliver prescriptions next day. There'll be next day delivery if kids have trouble getting their prescriptions. We've also had a couple of parents call us and say, I haven't been able to start their medicine yet because I haven't been able to get to the pharmacy. We don't want them to have to delay if possible. So it's not every situation, but for those special situations, I have that set up this week that our pharmacy will, not overnight, but next day deliver. And then I was going to do a short demonstration just so you guys see what really happens. So this is the equipment the nurses have for the visit. Simply an iPad and this little handheld device. I've already logged in and already turned my device on, but that's what the nurses would do. And they just search for their patient. The goal is to get everyone registered beforehand, but if not, we register the same day. And I can't talk. So then I would find my patient. Then I'm going to see a clinician online. Myra is our only provider right now. She's a nurse practitioner. Dr. Hall is her medical director. But we just enter symptoms, so we'll say we have a cough for a little bit, and it's mild. This is where that we can invite participants. So if the family did want to join, we would just send them from here that message. And so then you're in line. It tells you how many's in front of you. So if there's several people waiting to see Myra at once, then it tells you there's 2 people in front of you or there's 3 people in front of you. We really only ever had a line of about 2 or 3. We've had one day that was pretty busy. But Myra is at home, so she is waiting on me. Shouldn't be much longer. Do you guys have any questions? That's my next slide, questions while we're waiting for Myra.
It's for children only, is that
Children
right?
only, yes ma'am. Myra is credentialed to see up to the age of 21, so that's with pediatricians.
She is.
There's Myra.
How are you?
So, but this is what the nurses see, this is what the kids see, parents, everything. She controls the device. This is what we use to listen to the kiddos. So she would talk to the nurses, the family's on, talk to the family, and then she would go through her exam. I'm just going to show you guys real quick what it looks like, just to do like a stethoscope. So we can listen to their heart or lungs. Yeah, lungs are good. So she chose lungs, so then that tells me I need to connect this together. So I have my own little stethoscope right here. And then on a picture, it tells me what to do also. So Catherine, I'll do this. And then Myra can, we can't hear because we don't have any ears, but Myra can hear. And then she moves it along as she's ready. She's still in front, yeah.
Yeah, I can switch to the back.
Yep. And we can go over the back. And turn around.
That way Catherine can't take tomorrow off.
Yeah.
She's gonna be sick, we know.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
Great day for her to take off.
Yeah, yeah, you can take off tomorrow.
Everybody's off tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right, and that's just, I mean, that's really it. And then she has the options to switch in there between ears. We
pretty
can look
cool.
at ears. I told Catherine we wouldn't make her look at her ears. And then the throat also.
That's
So
pretty
we
cool.
have different attachments.
Sorry, Heather.
That's okay.
With the lung and the heart sounds, I do have the ability to record. So if I'm seeing a patient, like say the beginning of the week, and then they're not feeling better by the end of the week, and I end up seeing them again, I can go back and compare the sounds to the previous visit. And
Okay.
crash if I'm able to compare photographs from previous visits to make sure that everything's improving, that we're not getting worse.
That's cool. Thank you. Good job.
Thank you, Myra.
Thank you, Myra.
No problem. You're welcome. Have a good evening.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
All right. That's our school telehealth.
That's pretty neat.
Good thing.
Any questions? Thank you all so much.
Thank you all.
Does anyone have any questions?
So our hope is, like you say, we're gonna look at 4 more schools, so should have them in 6 schools. And in proximity, where if we had one like that, where there's a middle school and elementary school close together, we could both use that same school. So I think it's gonna be a great tool.
It is. Thank you all.
Thank you
Thank you.
guys.
Next on our agenda, we have the resolutions for the voucher opposition, and Dr. Pat's going to read this to us and explain the background on it.
Resolution opposing Governor Lee's Education Freedom Scholarship Act. And this is from Scott. Scott is the one that put this together and worked and wanted this to be brought before the board. And he is sick tonight, but he's online. Whereas the Constitution of the State of Tennessee in Article 11, Section 12 states that the Tennessee legislature shall provide for the maintenance, support, and eligibility standards of a system of free public schools. And whereas the fulfillment of the constitutional guarantees the levity, relevant, and adequate state funding, which is vital for equipping schools with the necessary resources to serve the various needs of Tennessee students. And whereas the General Assembly has no constitutional obligation to support private education in any way, form, or fashion, and the Education Freedom Scholarship Act diverts public money for the use in private education, and whereas Anderson County Board of Education is charged with governing the school district so that all students, regardless of background, needs, and abilities, receive the best possible education opportunities in order to guarantee graduate prepared to enter a post-secondary institute or the workforce. And whereas the Anderson County School District is an educational community that serves a student population of 5,736 students, with 23.2% of those coming from economically disadvantaged backgrounds. And whereas Anderson County School offers an array of specialized programs, including special education services, career and technical education training, aligned with local workforce needs, which is invaluable for meeting both individual student needs and the Tennessee constitutional requirement for a free public education. And whereas the Anderson County School District is the cornerstone of the local community, not only providing educational services to all students regardless of background, need, and ability, but also employing over 1,200 staff members. Whereas Anderson County School District is committed to maintaining local control over its schools, ensuring that they are a reflection of the community needs and values. And whereas vouchers and educational savings accounts, ESAs, threatens the district's ability to maintain the quality of its educational officing, and the ESA would divert state funds to private actors and disrupt local control of education. Now therefore it be resolved that the Anderson County Board of Education hereby expresses its opposition of the Governor's Education Freedom Act, as well as any other voucher and education savings account legislation due to the detrimental impact these programs will have on our students, schools, and community. And be it further resolved that the Anderson County Board of Education urges the Tennessee General Assembly to consider the effects of vouchers or educational savings accounts, what they will have on local school districts, and to instead seek out ways to support and strengthen public schools throughout the state. This resolution is adopted as of the 9th day of January 2025 by the Anderson County Board of Education.
Thank you, Dr. Pat. Do I hear a motion to approve this resolution?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any opposed? Motion carried.
Well, you got to vote on it.
Pardon me?
You just did the first and second. You didn't vote on it.
Oh. Okay, do we have a vote? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Been a while since I've done this.
Do we need to sign
We will. We'll get
No.
any opposition.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Wait a minute. Scott, did you hear that?
I did.
Did you vote?
I did. I voted aye.
Okay,
Aye.
good deal. That's what we wanted to hear. Thank you.
Okay. Next on the agenda is persons to be heard. Do we have anyone here that wants to address the board? None present. We'll move on to the approval of the agenda. Do I have a motion to approve?
it? So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve the agenda. All in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Approval of the consent agenda. motion to approve the consent agenda.
David.
David?
Second.
Motion and a second to approve the consent agenda. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Executive approval, we have none for tonight. Comments from the chair. Scott, do you have any comments?
No comments, just thank you for filling in. I'm actually not sick. I'm recovering from some minor surgery on Monday, so I'm just a little puny, but doing very well, and appreciate y'all accommodating me tonight. Thanks.
Okay, I've got a couple of comments for us then. The Above and Beyond Awards, of course, was celebrated in the schools for the food services. And perfect attendance, of course, being through the Christmas break, we did not have any of that. Now, we have a board retreat tentatively scheduled for the February 21st or the 28th.
I think what we got back from, and Alexis, I meant to say, Alexis has a sick kid, and she had to take him to the doctor at 4 o'clock, and she didn't know if she would be back in time, and I said, just take care of your little boy, and we'll take care of that. But I think there was more that could do it on the 21st than on the 28th. Is that?
It's okay. with
Okay.
me.
Yeah, I'm out
Yep.
of state on
Yeah, and you're gonna have people over, and I
I
think
was
there was
expecting
one more
company on the
that
28th.
Teresa was not going on the 28th, so I think so the 21st, we'll just do it to 21st then.
Now, as we mentioned at the workshop Monday night, we will be doing the director and the board evaluations. And if anyone has any topics that they want to discuss, be sure and let Dr. Parrott or Alexis know that, and they can prepare the information for that. And we'll start at 3 o'clock here in the boardroom.
Yes.
So we're planning on that, and we will have our dinner catered, hopefully.
Yes, and for the new ones, if you've got a certain, like last year, we really wanted to find out about insurance, about the way TNRMT did our insurance, so we had the person come, and if you could get that, say you wanted a presentation on CTE and wanted in-depth on that, well, you get with me, and then we'll make sure they're here right at 3 o'clock, and we'll do those presentations first. So it may be that you wanted on, last year it was about transportation, so we did one on transportation and insurance. So just let us know, and that way you can get, if you just want, because we have 3 new ones, if you want just an overview from everybody, just let us know that, and that's a good time for us to do those things, because it's kind of a time just that.
We've done that a lot of
Yes.
times, overview of everything.
Yes.
They will be coming back, the new ones will be coming back from orientation before that, so they may have questions of how we do things, what they explain to you down there, so
Yes.
we're open for discussion. Teacher of the Year celebration is the February 13th at 1:30 at the First Baptist Church, and do we need to make reservations? Do you know?
I'll take care of that. We'll have a table for
What was
board
that date
members.
again? I didn't
The
get it.
13th, February 13th at 11:30 at First Baptist.
First Baptist.
Ms. Williams, is anybody going to the,
Not unless Scott's going.
Scott, are you going to the TSBA meeting on the 10th?
That used to be the Day on the Hill, but it's changed names now.
Yes, there's a board
Board of
meeting
Directors meeting, he has to.
right
go to
before that, so I'll go to the board meeting and just stay.
Okay. All right. If anybody else wants to go, just let us know. Let Alexis know. It's a,
That's what we were talking about, that is where you get to meet with the General Assembly.
yeah, that's a good way to go. And
Yeah, I
it's-
believe I would go.
Okay, all right. And I plan on going too, just because I'm gonna be down there the next 2 days to meet the legislators and be with the superintendent, so it's just easy for me to go down. And it's in Murfreesboro, if you wanna go.
Oh,
So
it
it's not-
is this time?
Yep, it's in
not
Murfreesboro.
downtown.
Mm-mm.
Well, they have it in a hotel down there,
Mhm.
do they?
Yeah, yeah, it's usually at the Embassy Suites or something. Yep,
That's where we stay. when
Are
we go
you-
to the volleyball.
yep.
Sam, are you
And
sure it's in Murfreesboro?
I thought it was somewhere, I'm not sure, is it in Franklin?
it was in Franklin last year, and we did not meet with legislators. We had some of them come to us and do some workshops and things. So I'm not sure what the plan is this year, but it is about the legislative session.
Yes.
It is in Murfreesboro then. now.
Yeah, it's in one of those places, either Murfreesboro or Franklin, but I'll make sure Alexis sends out something to you.
It's a pretty big distance apart.
Yes,
We got information in her email about Scope,
yes.
and that's going to be at Belmont. If anybody, that's a good thing to attend, if anybody wants to attend that.
Yeah, Scope is for.
Students' Congress on Public Education.
Yes, yes.
Students.
Our students go down and they present and they're part of it and they become school board members. And Scott
They-
usually goes down and people go down and help with it. And it's a pretty interesting how.
I've been 2 or 3 times and I really enjoyed it. And you also got in your, the new people, you got in your emails from Morgan Tigert, the statement of interest. You have to fill that out and it has to be back in by January 31st. It's a state requirement. Check your email.
I didn't get it.
You didn't get it? I'll let Alexis know.
But Scott told me how to go
Okay.
do it.
To go find it.
And did you do your conflict of interest in Jeff Cole's office?
That's
We
what
did-
he said.
I did
I
the
just
first
do
time, I
mine
didn't this
online.
time. I didn't
No,
work.
when they start, they have to go to Cole's office and
Oh.
fill out a conflict of interest of any businesses or customers you may have that service the school system. He'll show you how to do it, but any elected official has to fill that out. And
Yep.
it's just at the clerk's office on the first floor.
We actually filled that out before too.
Yes,
Got that
yes.
passed as well.
And
Yep.
once you get it done on the first time, then the next years you just go
Click
back
on
to
it.
it and click on it.
Yep.
And I think that's all I have.
Well, no, Joe, there's the state one you click on. Cole's is actually a handwritten document that the county.
No, I mean, after you've
Yeah.
done it once.
I think they did that. I think they did that at the first of the.
When they came in.
Yeah, when they came in.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
But I don't know about the state one. That's something you all have.
Yeah, it's for elected officials.
Each year we have to do that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's due by January 31st.
I did it twice.
Okay, I
Got
think
two
that
confirmations.
covers everything.
They'll come and get you. No.
No, I called.
Yeah.
They confirmed I had 2
Yeah.
confirmations.
Okay. Comments from the student board members. Got good news for us tonight?
I mean, not a ton of news, but I got some news. So, obviously, school's back in, and all of our clubs are starting up again. Right before winter break, our National Honor Society, they took shoe boxes, like a lot of churches do them, like Operation Christmas Child shoe boxes. So we picked out an age group, like each kid did, and you filled it with like gifts for the kids. We took those to the Children's Hospital in Knoxville. Also before winter break, and I couldn't remember if I said this last time or if it happened after, our student government led a pep rally in prep for the Clinton versus Oak Ridge basketball game. So that's something that we're gonna try. We're trying to get the student government back into the school and get their hands in there more, which is actually why next Thursday, student government is gonna be allowing free admission into the Clinton versus AC basketball game as long as they come before the girls' game. We noticed that not a ton of our students were attending during the girls' game, and like the student section was kind of lackluster as opposed to the boys' game. So we said that anybody that comes in before halftime of the girls' game will get free admission, and we've got like pom-poms for them, and we're gonna provide pizza for the student section just to kind of get kids out there. So we don't know whether we'll do pizza only for the people that show up before, because we're just trying to make sure that like that the girls are getting just as much support as our boys are. And of course, spring sports are starting to boot up, whether that's tryouts. I know tennis tryouts are next month. Softball and baseball are probably starting conditioning soon. And I actually saw boys soccer out on the field today. I think there were just some kids playing for their own practice, but it was like 28 degrees and they were out there. And yeah, so that's all I've got.
So I also don't have that much. Second semester classes are just getting started, and we had a wonderful first semester, and 33 seniors were able to graduate early in December, which is pretty cool. And as for sports, we now have 6 all-state football players and 2 all-state volleyball players, and swimming and wrestling are off to really strong starts, as well as our basketball team.
One hand on our all-state volleyball players, it was Shelby Kelby and Alyssa Meyer, and that got us to 80 total for Anderson County High School, which is double any other school in the state of Tennessee put together. So to put it into perspective, Clinton and Oak Ridge collectively, I think, have 2. And Anderson County has 80, so it was a good accomplishment for those young ladies.
And you all had a state winner in
Yes.
track, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. He's
So-
third. He's third in the nation. Are we talking about the shot put?
Yeah, and then the girl won.
Yeah, Ava Moody.
Ava Moody. Yeah, she won the state in cross country, was it?
Yep.
Was it cross country? Yep. That's what it was. Yes. A lot of great athletes out there.
She's as fast as you are, Tim. I actually watched her, and we need to have a race
Yeah,
between her
no,
and you, and
you
let it
should
go.
give me. You should have to give me a big head start. I watched her run. I think she's running pretty close to 5-minute miles.
Oh man, that's moving, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. Director's report.
I have just one thing I wanted to talk just a little bit about on the consent agenda. There was a line G's, a credit recovery report, and I don't have it's not linked right now. But anyway, we have to. One of the new state laws is we have to give a report on how many students did credit recovery and what their grade was. So we'll get that up. But we had about 23 students that will receive credit recovery from Anderson County, AC, CTC, Acola, and Clinton High School this between first semester. So just a report we give now every time. And then school's going to be closed tomorrow. So it's supposed to come in about 10 o'clock, and it's just hard to make those decisions. So if you saw the video, I let some young ladies from Clinton Middle School help me with that decision today, and I think I was pretty well sure what they were going to say, but it was good. I have some. You wouldn't realize, as the director of schools, I get a lot of students that email me about things, and I try to always answer them back. And they emailed me a couple of days ago and said, it's going to be in the low 20s, and there should be a law about not having school. And I said, well, I don't know if there's a law about it, but I said, we'll try to figure something out. But it was good. And so that, Claxton School, just to give you an update on that, we moved because of weather, we've moved the bid process up a week, and so we will have a site visit on the 14th next Tuesday, and then the bids will come out on February the 7th. And so by February the 8th we might know a number and when we're going to be able to start on that school. They are in the process of demolishing all the inside of the school right now, of the old one. They've really been working on that and should have that done in the next week or two. Concession stand, it's always about concession stand. We have the everything is done on the outside except some concrete. The inside is completed except they're ready for sheetrock. They were finishing up the insulation today, so that should be good. If you get a chance to go by Clinton High School, the CTE building, the steel is all up, and it is getting closer on that. So we got a lot of great things going on in Anderson County. So again, I will say we have hit the ground running, working with our principals and our directors, getting ready for the next budget season, because it is upon us. So.
Tim, one legislative issue that has come up that we might want to talk about at our board retreat, the PWSAA has postponed their January board meeting because a law has been proposed that they're going to vote on in February to allow a one-time transfer without losing any eligibility between schools. So for instance, if a student from Oak Ridge wanted to come to Clinton High School, they can go and not have to set out their year of eligibility. It'll cause a lot of movement, in my opinion,
Yes.
at the middle school and high school level, even within our system. And we'll be expected to have a policy in place by the end of the year if the law passes. So we should know, because I think they're going to vote on it in February, but we should know by February 28th. So just kind of have that on your radar.
Okay, I will.
That we'll need to be ready.
I'll be doing that. Good deal.
That it?
That's it. There's the financial report.
Financial report, that's,
We had two appropriation. One A is appropriations for $462,705. That was from the TISA Outcomes Funds, and that is funds that we get sent to the county for. It depends on how good we do with our state testing. So that money needs to be appropriated, and it will go into our fund balance to help offset the cost of Claxton School. That's what that is. And then 1B is for appropriations to support our employee child care, $100,000. And what that is, that's not a new program. That is, as you know, we have an employee child care. We have one at Claxton, one at Andersonville. And that is, Head Start manages that for us. So it doesn't really cover the cost of everything because we really want our teachers and our staff to be able to use that. So from time to time, we have to put money in there to kind of shore that budget up. So that's one of these times to do that with. So,
do they have a waiting list for students?
yes, it is full. Yes.
That's what I thought. Roll call vote on the appropriations 1A and 1B.
Got to have a motion.
Have a motion to approve 1A and 1B appropriations.
I make a motion.
Second,
Second.
roll call vote.
Yes. Ms. Beatty,
Yes.
Mr. Bell,
Aye.
Mr. Ketchel,
Yes.
Mr. Carden,
Yes.
Mr. Gillum Waters,
Aye.
Mr. Miller,
Yes.
Ms. Williams.
Aye.
Motion carries.
This motion carried.
And transfers, I have 2A through 2D. 2A is $10,000, and that is maintenance. He's just moving it out of one fund so he can do some repairs on his equipment. The next one is 102,895. That was the funds that was in. We had a director that resigned, and we didn't fill that position, so we're using that funds. And that is going into operations. It's also going into maintenance and repair. And then it is going into, to finish out the 462,705, we're rounding that up to $500,000. So it's going to go into there to help offset that fund balance. The other one is general purpose, $40,000. Again, it's just to move out of one fund and into supplies and material. And then the last one is district construction projects, $428,000. Those are going for the building at Anderson County High School, the demolition at Claxton Elementary School, and the change work orders at the concession stand at Clinton High School.
Do I hear a motion to approve transfers 2A through 2D?
David.
Dave, do I hear a second?
Second.
Motion and a second to approve transfers. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Let's see, we have, that takes care of the financial report.
Yep.
We have one more thing, and that's the policies for the first reading, appearances to and appeals and appearances before the board. Mr. Gillenwater has worked to realign some of the ideas in this.
Do you have any comment on that, Mr. Gillum Waters?
Well, I think it's pretty explanatory. I mean, the law requires us to have a public comment period for every meeting that we have, even if we have a special called meeting. So this paragraph has nothing to do with that. All I want to do is add, for every regular board meeting, that we would have a public a time for public comment for items not on the agenda. And, you know, we ask people to come and let us know they want to speak, and most people don't. So my fear is that somebody's going to come to a meeting, want to speak, and we're going to have to tell them no because they didn't sign up early or they didn't go by the policy. And that just seems a little ludicrous to me, that we ought to have a mechanism in place for people to show up at a board meeting and speak. So if no one has registered in advance, there's room in that 15-minute period, folks who come to the meeting can speak. The only thing you have to do is wait till the very end of the meeting, and you have to understand that we're not going to take any action on an item that's not on the agenda, just in accordance with Robert's rules. So, and of course, if they're lined up down the hall to speak, we can extend that period and let people talk as long as they want to. But so that's just the first draft of that. If we want to, I mean, we're passing on first approval or on first reading if we can. And if people have comments or questions, we can talk about it and vote next month as well. The only other thing I added was when you appear before the board to state your relationship to Anderson County Schools, a lot of people don't want to give their address on television, and I understand that. So if they can say I'm a parent, or I've got a grandkid in the school, or I'm zoned for this school, or whatever, just whatever their relationship to the school is. So that's all.
Thank you, Scott. Do I hear a motion to approve 1.404 appeals to and appearances before the board on first reading?
David?
I move.
Got a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any comments? Opposition? All opposed, say aye.
All for it. You said
I
all
mean, I'm
opposed.
all opposed, all for the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Here are your dates if you want it. Anderson County and Clinton play on January the 17th. Scott County and Anderson County play on the 28th. February the 6th is the CAC Clinton Claxton Elementary School Jam, and then February the 7th, Clinton at AC. So they play on the 17th and then again on February the 7th. So,
Okay.
Could be a couple of rough nights, Tracy.
February 7th. Thank you all for putting up with me. I'm out of practice doing this, but I guess motion is adjourned, meeting is adjourned.
yep, we're done. Thank y'all. Go home and be safe.